Hey fam, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, make sure to click the subscribe button. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. I know it's been a while since I put some content on my channel. Please bear with me. Life has been hectic. Life has been lifing. I was even wondering, should I come back in June? But I just said, you know what? Let me come back in May. Better late than never. I hope you've checked out my most recent upload where I was being interviewed by Isabel from ACCA. Your girl was being interviewed by ACCA. So yeah, definitely check it out. And just in that, maintaining that same energy, I thought let me do a quick Q&A because a lot of you have been engaging with me in the comments. So today's will be focused on the ACCA specific comments, but I will be doing a lot more Q&As, just going through some of your comments. So please leave your comments, any questions that you have, any feedback, please put it in the comment section. I do see your comments. I just get to them, walk through them one by one through some of these Q&A videos, or sometimes I respond individually. So please engage with me in the comments, email me. I may take some time to come back to you, but I will come back to you. So yeah. All right, I will share my screen so that we can walk through them together because today's is a quick one. So yes, there we go. So I'm literally on my YouTube channel and I specifically went to the channel comments, the ones I haven't responded to and the ones I mentioned ACCA. So I just wanted to walk through them together. I'll go from the most recent to the oldest, just because the most recent ones, probably my response will be at a point where you can actually do something about it. I'm really sorry for the ones who left theirs a while ago. Really sorry. Life has been lifing. So I can see here, let me just check that also. You can see the screen properly. Yeah, it's set up okay. So first comment we have here, thank you for being consistent in your delivery. I enjoyed your ACCA route from engineering and then to security, watching from Cameroon, thinking of going to security too. Thank you so much, Innocent. So yes, if you're from a STEM background, you can also do ACCA, evidence of that. It will be a little bit of a struggle just because of just the way how we respond to questions is very different from when you're a STEM background. It's usually very straight to the point. There's only one answer to a question. You know, it's either there or not. Is it true or false? But with ACCA, it's very subjective. You do need, especially as you start doing strategic professional papers, you will need to provide essentially different points of views and a conclusion. So make sure to check out my ACCA playlist for more tips, especially on those higher level papers. So I personally really struggle with that because I'm very like I'd rather give an answer in like 2 bullet points and I'm out. But that did not work for me with ACCA. I had to definitely go into a lot more detail, call out different data points, especially if they've been provided in the question. I had to argue both sides and come up with what then my conclusion is. So it needed a lot more detail from me, which was a struggle, but it was necessary. So yes, you can do it. If you're from engineering background, STEM, computer science, whichever, whatever your background ACC is for you, if you want to pursue it, and if you want to self-study, yes, you can also do it as well. Cool. All right. Thank you so much, Innocent. I can see here from Lillian Kimeo. Thank you so much for your channel. As a self-studying ACCA student, it's my go-to. Thank you so much, Lillian. It's good to see fellow self-studying students. You can do it. There's a lot of material out here, a lot of different forms of studying as well. So I did the traditional, had basically you buy the book, the question and answers manual and the study text and study. But that's not the only form of material out there. There are the online resources, video, like a lot of tuition providers nowadays provide a lot of different options. So you have a lot to choose from. Of course, if college is genuinely the best one because you do have a lecturer who is going to break it down for you. But We don't all have the same circumstances. For me, I was funding my own ACCA, so I was not going to break my bank. And so I bought those books from Amazon for, £30, £30, and that was it, and booked my exams. And I still passed. So there are different ways to it. Just be willing to put in the commitment and discipline that's required to get through. All right, Lillian, wishing you all the best. You got this. Please, when you start something, just finish it. A lot of ICCA students start, and it is 13 papers, and I know life happens, but please, if you do decide to start your journey, just see it through. See it through to the end. It is worth it. All right, I can see here another. Let me make sure I just love um, the previous comments. So I can see here I am user KG3. I have economics background and working with one of the big four. Okay, I can see you have, at least you're acquiring relevant experience as you go. I'm just developing a passion in ACCA, accountancy profession, and spend most of the time watching ACCA videos to catalyze my passion. My lifelong goal is to become an economist, yet economics jobs are very tricky to get. Graduating at the top of the university gave me exposure. I like that you're sharing your story with us. Thanks so much. However, my goal has never changed. Guys, what can I do? Choosing MA Econ or ACCA where the employer pays? Hmm. Hmm. I'm wondering which is the best because ACCA is very a broad qualification. You could be going into a finance type of role. You could be going into accountancy, audit. It does open up a lot more, a lot of opportunities, and it is recognized. Um, so I would say personally, my own preference is only do a master's when it's very clear that is going to make a difference in your career. I'm not for, I don't know if it's because I'm biased, but also I've had many people with this school of thought. I'm not for just doing a master's, a theoretical master's, that just because you finished uni and you're in the midst of discovering what you need to do, you do a master's. Unless it will help you maybe move to a different country or things like that. Like you go do the master's in the country you want to move to. So in that case, it's a strategic move. Most of the time do the masters because it will literally unlock, like there's a need. You've seen the role that you want to get into and they're asking for it, or you're in your current role and you know it will open out, like an MBA type of thing. So, or you're in tech type and you want to open up like AI or things like that, you or project management, you want to switch roles. So I think in your case you're working for a big four but you do want to get into an economics job. I would definitely suggest if you could have a look at job adverts for the type of economic role that you want and just see what they're asking for. Sometimes the answer is in what are people, there's no point of you doing a master's and that people are not asking for it, especially if you have to pay for it. So just check out the job role that you're interested in, see what are the essential skills and what are the preferred. Of course, you want to make sure you have all the essential and at least some of the preferred if you think it will set you apart, because it will set you apart. So just have a look at that first before you decide what to do. There's no right or wrong, but especially when you're going to invest your own money, you want to be sure that now is the right time to do it. Cool. All right. All right, and I can see Zaina. I'm loving the subscribers getting involved. So Zaina is saying, I'll definitely say try ACCA. It's worth it and will open even more doors for you. ACCA, as I said, is very broad. And in fact, especially because your employer is paying for it, maybe that's an additional incentive. But given there is what you want, you at the end of the day, it's what makes you happy. Like, are you happy in your role? So if you really want an economics role, please check the ad, see what they're asking for, and then do the qualification that's best suited for it. And if it's not asking for the masters or the ACCA, but asking for something else, then do that other thing. Like, just do what's best for you, what will serve you back, because you invest your time, you invest your energy, you invest your money, and you want it to pay back. So you want to reap the reward as quickly as possible. All right, I can see, hey girl, what ACCA qualification level can one get a job with? So ideally you want to just be qualified, but normally I would say never wait to reach a certain level to apply for jobs. Always apply regardless of where you've reached. Just always put in your resume whatever level you're at. So if you've done applied skills, Ideally, finish a level at a time, like do the 3 papers and get applied knowledge. Then aim to do the next 6 papers for applied skills within a very short period of time, like within the 2 exam sessions, do them. Of course, it's ambitious, but aim for it. You never know. It's unlikely you fail all of them. So if you can do multiple papers in one session, the better. So whichever level you're at, indicate it in your resume. You don't have to be fully qualified to get a job. But of course, the roles you unlock in terms of pay once you're qualified are different to the ones when you're not qualified. Because especially if it's accountancy, audit, such things, they do recognize when you are qualified. Most roles do. Like you can definitely negotiate and say, I'm unqualified accountant, I'm a chartered accountant, so you come correct. So, but regardless of whatever level you're at, you can always indicate it in your resume. All right, there's no playlist for ACCA. Oh, Lillian, there is. I will definitely plug. After this, I'll just do a quick response to each of the people that I've covered. I've given you a shout out in this video, just that you can also check it out. I'll also plug the ACCA playlist within the description of this video, but also I'll respond to you, Lillian, and give you the playlist. All right, Ahmed, how about ACCA Diploma International Financial Reporting Standards? Isn't good? I've never done any of the separate, so I know ACCA does offer other like certificates. I have not explored them. I cannot claim to be an expert. I don't know if any of you have looked into the diploma, the international, the IFRS diploma. Any of you have reviews that you can help Ahmed with? Please put in the comments. If you've not even just the IFRS one, have you done any of the other certificates? Do you think they're good? Should we look into them? I was pursuing the qualification only, and once I got it, I was like, oh, I'm done. But please, if there's some certificates you can recommend, especially for people who maybe don't want to do the full qualification, they only have a need to do a specific area, to specialize in a specific area. It would be good that we help each other out. So if you do have any info on that, please share. What would be the average salary of newly qualified ACCA? So it really depends on your country. So I know within the UK, when you're not qualified, a lot of entry level roles are about 20K, 20 to 30,000 pounds. But once you qualify, you do unlock the higher 40s and 50s, around there, 40, 50. That tends to be the roles that you can now do, because then you're considered experienced. Because again, also, once you do the exams, you also have to have 3 years experience, and 3 years experience, work experience, is usually considered, now you're an experienced professional. You're not considered an entry level person. So, and most experienced higher roles start from around 45 going upwards. So most people, especially in Big Four, you start out between 20 to 30K, and then you jump to 45 plus once you qualify. Is this worth doing concurrently with ACCA? Currently, no job opportunities, so the only thing to do is to study. Cynthia, I'm just wondering which video this was against. Oh, okay, it was about CISA. Cool. Well, the two are complementary, but they do cover different areas. So CISA is more focused on technology and essentially the fundamentals and controls and things you need to know basically when it's like IT governance. It has different domains. So you get what I got definitely when I did CISA. I got to learn all the different fundamentals I needed to know as a technology expert. So I got to explore controls, I got to explore how projects are managed. So what's the software development life cycle? I got to learn about cybersecurity. I got to learn about IT operations. So it touched on different areas. Of course, some areas were touched more broadly than others. So you'll get to see the domains, they have different weighting when it comes to amount of content. But it was definitely one that I was like, oh, I wish I did this before I even started my career in IT audit. So that time I was in tech risk. So we did a lot of testing client systems, making sure that, what could go wrong, different risks had been managed properly. So a lot of it had a lot of assumed knowledge where people assume that you know how the application environment or the systems environment. People assume you know the tech stack. People assume you know certain things, but you don't. You make it out as you go. So it was one of those qualifications that I wish I'd done earlier. So if you want to have a bit of a tech focus, but you also want to have the broad knowledge of how businesses work, the financial fundamentals, you can do both. They're complementary, and in fact, CISA recognizes some of your ACC experience. So when you are applying for the qualification after the exam, you do get some waivers, some exemptions when it comes to how much you need to prove to get practical experience, you need to prove to get the qualification. Cool. I need to check how long we've been going so that I am not here too long. I'll give 5 more minutes of answering questions. So since you did not have a financial background starting the ACCA, did your mother support you to understand the materials and answer questions that you are confused about? So that's from Nasir Yusuf. All right. So my mother provided me moral support, but she definitely was not providing lecturing services to me. She's actually an academic. So she could have if she wanted, but yeah, you know dynamics between parent and child. You don't want to be taught by your mom. So yeah, she gave me moral support, but no, I studied by myself. I and the, you know what you need, because if you just go to I use Kaplan, no need to hide. I use Kaplan. You can use any ACC approved tuition provider. And when you go to their website, you can see what are the fundamentals needed. You just need the study material, and you need study text, and you need question and answer manual. If anyone tells you need more than that, they're just trying to sell you resources. You just need the theory and you need the practice mock questions. That's it. So yeah, that's all I used to buy for each paper. I never bought the cue cards and all that unnecessary. So yeah, but if you prefer to study with online, the main thing is just the format. Maybe you want it more online, you want classroom. That's the main difference. But in terms of material, it's always study text, question and answers manual. All right, I need to know about ACCA. Please help me. So Prince Balak, please check out my playlist. I have extensive videos, and that was when I was in the thick of it. Right now, I probably can't relate as much. So definitely check out the videos where I was a student just like you are. And I do cover what ACCA is and tips and all of that. So yeah, check out my playlist. And if you're watching this is the first time you're checking out my video, I do have a backlog of videos, great videos that will help you even times when I failed exams. I was basically sharing my ups and downs as I was going through my ACCA journey. You'll understand if you're a student, you know, it's hard, it's tough. So it was just me sharing my experience to show you that you're not alone. And we're struggling, but also I'm here to show you now that I'm a member that you can do it. There is light on the other side. Don't give up. And it'll be worth it when you do it. Cool. I'll do this last one because it's a mouthful. It's a whole paragraph. So this is Mukada. Thank you for the video. I'm 17 at the moment and just graduated from high school. I decided to major in cybersecurity or math for undergrad. Nice. I like that combination. But in the future, I'm thinking about going cross-disciplinary with accounting. I know I want to get ACCA, but right now I feel so lost because I'm not sure how exactly to get going. Do I just download the study book and exam kit and learn it all? Anyways, thank you again. So I will, there is a video where I cover the how to get started with ACCA. That will probably give you the detail you need when you're starting out, but you basically need to set up your student profile. So you need to join as a student, and you do that. You can do it all online on the My ACCA website, and they'll be able to gauge based on where you're at, your academic level, what level you can start with. So sometimes you need to start with foundation. I think for you, because you're just from high school, you might need to just check. When you fill in your education background, they will tell you the best level. But I think because you're just about to go into uni, you probably will be able to start from F1. Nowadays it's not called F1, but basically the first paper of the qualification. But sometimes, depending on your academic background, you might need to do foundation. So yeah, I would definitely link you to that video. Check it out and then check out my playlist where I talk more about the how I prepared. But basically, yes, you do need study text and you need the exam kit as a bare minimum. Now, if you do have resources to go to college, please do, because self study is the harder option, the cheaper option, but the harder one. It needs a lot more discipline. Sometimes the concepts are theoretical and you it takes a while for them to digest. So it was not easy. I'll not sit here and sugarcoat and say it was easy. It wasn't, especially me from engineering background. But the study material you get really determines, it's really important. So I loved Kaplan. I feel like I'm reading a storybook. They did have examples literally every 2 seconds. And they would literally have a very explained, long explained answer. So it did put it into practice a little bit more. It made it more realistic, easy to understand, and the question and answers manual was perfect. So you only need an ACCA approved tuition provider, but I loved Kaplan, so that one I can personally recommend. Cool. All right. That's it for today. Thank you all for joining. Please let me know types of videos you want to see. I'm at that point where I'm like, should I still do more ACCA? And if it's ACCA, what should I do? Or do we want to see just other aspects? It's also a lifestyle channel as much as it doesn't seem like it is. I know academia has taken over, but I would love to hear from you and what you'd like to see next. See you on the next one. Bye.